Variety Weekly News Podcast.
Welcome to BWN Podcast, also known as Variety Weekly News Podcast. I'm your host, Rodney Variety. Let's get right to it. I had an appointment last week, and guess what? I got new sample contacts. Yes, I did. It's a reduced strength in my right eye, though. I've been wearing too strong of a prescription all year in my right eye because I straight up bought a year's supply of contacts before I really noticed that it was too strong in my right eye. But I was going to waste it. I'm not going to waste it. No, keep it. That's a year. I was just seeing very strongly, that's all it was. I was really able to see way too strong in my right eye. But now I'm back to the right contact length strength, so I'm happy about that. She also gave me eye lubricant. Yeah, because dry eye. I was having dry eye because I was staring at computer screens and my phone way too much. And guess what? It helped. It really does. I feel refreshed already. Oh, so refreshed. So that's what's going on with my eyes. Oh, wait, most important thing. I'm wearing glasses right now. How could I forget that? How could I forget to say that? I am wearing glasses right now. It's cool. It's early morning, so I don't feel like putting my contacts in. My glasses is like, I'm unable to clean them right now. I don't know what's going on, but it's like I'm trying to clean them as much as possible, but they refuse to be cleaned. I'm blowing my breath on it and cleaning it with my sweatshirt, but that usually works. I don't care. But so I'm feeling excitement, very excited about life, the future, the present. I guess the present actually, really, that's what I'm excited about. I'm 30. But I feel like there's so much to come. Every day I'm excited for what is to come or what's happening. And I'm doing my best to focus on the things that I enjoy, because people say you can't take it when you go. And the truth is you really can't take it when you go. And I'm not even focused on when I go. I'm focused on now. I'm focused on enjoying what's going on and growing and learning. And you know what? It's just do what makes you happy and try to make some money off of it if you can. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? What else is there to do other than do what makes me happy and try to make some money off of it? But now, because I'm bringing that up, comedian Lee Valentin, he has a monthly stand-up comedy show he runs presented by The Unusual Culprits, right? It's at the Huddle Sports Bar and Grill in Nutley, New Jersey. I went to a show last night and watched it, and it was great. Definitely check it out. www.leevalentin.com www.leevalentin.com. Now, why am I bringing it up also? Because he gifted me a wonderful book called Comedy Writing for Late Night TV. I already started reading it last night. It's great read. It teaches people how to write monologue jokes, desk pieces, sketches, parodies, audience pieces, remotes. I don't even know what that is yet, but once I finish reading the book, I will know what a remote is, and other short-form comedy. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate you giving me this book. Learning and growing and bettering myself as a creator is all I want to do, so I'm excited for it. I'm excited I got the book, and I can't wait to learn everything in it and improve everything that I'm doing. Once again, shout out to Lee. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for giving me that. Now, pretty much that's what's going on in my life. I hope you guys all had a good week. I hope you enjoyed whatever you were doing. In the East Coast, it's kind of cold. It's actually warm. It's warm. It's raining. It's not sunny, but it's warm, so I'll take it, But hope you guys had a good week. Let's get to the news. Yeah. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has announced it's safe to eat romaine lettuce as long as it's not from certain counties in California. They narrowed it down to 6 counties in California causing the E. coli outbreak. That's Monterey, Santa Cruz, Ventura, San Benito, San Luis Obispo, and Santa Barbara. If you don't know where your lettuce is grown, though, don't eat it. And the truth is, nobody knows where the lettuce is grown, even if they tell them to look on the package. 43 people have been infected. And what is E. coli? E. coli is a bacterial infection. It causes watery or bloody diarrhea, possible fever, abdominal cramps, nausea, and vomiting. So if you get these things after eating lettuce, make sure you go to the doctor, get it checked out right away because E. coli can cause death even. In Atlanta, drug traffickers bribed postal workers to deliver cocaine during their mail run. 16 U.S. Postal Service workers were sentenced between 3 to 9 years in federal prison. They were bribed with amounts as low as $250 to deliver the drugs. Federal agents even used a confidential source who posed as a trafficker looking for postal employees to deliver cocaine and marijuana. I don't know if you've noticed this pattern. Federal agents always want to build a case. If you are doing something wrong, somebody's probably letting you do it so they can have a case to go against you. You aren't winning. You're never winning. Workers who were found guilty range in age from 26 years old to 64 years old. That's a huge range. But hey, that's telling you that people need money apparently, and they'll do anything for it. Or also, when a drug dealer tells you to do something, it's kind of hard to say no when they have a gun pointing to you. A manhunt is underway for an inmate that escaped from the Milwaukee County Jail while taking out the trash. The inmate was charged with operating while intoxicated. It's his fifth offense on that. Prior burglary and bail jumping charges. So I don't want to say too much about this just because this guy is still on the loose. So I'm not trying to get killed. just putting out the news. I didn't even say his name. Did you notice? I didn't say his name because I'm not playing with anybody. A Colorado man is claiming a $50 window cleaning from the app Thumbtack caused $27,000 in damages for his windows. Oh my gosh. Let's try again. A Colorado man is claiming a $50 window cleaning from the app Thumbtack caused $20,000. Okay. I'm going to try this a third time. I don't know what's going on. A Colorado man is claiming a $50 window cleaning from the app Thumbtack caused $27,000 in damages after his windows got scratched. What is Thumbtack? It is an online app that allows people to hire contractors for services. Now, Thumbtack is actually now suing the man for defamation of character after the man left a bad review and closed his account. Okay? That's scary. You can't complain now? What happened to freedom of speech? Now, what I am thinking about is that apps or companies that hire professionals for a job, that's got to be a scary situation. Because companies may have never met the person that they're hiring, right? And even if the background check and license check is good, there's no guarantee the licensed individual is actually good at their job. So how do you do it? You just got to roll the dice and take a risk, you know? And that scared the liability because you could get sued. Like this company's getting sued. The liability, it's hard. How do you get a subcontractor the right way? Word of mouth is probably the best. Online reviews are best bet if you don't know anybody, I guess. But word of mouth is pretty good. But it is scary. It's scary. How do you run a company? How do you run a company without getting sued? That's basically what every company is doing. How do I run this company and make money without getting sued? The 3 tailgating tips from New York City's top chefs are: get everything ready early. Don't be afraid to take things up a notch. And don't skimp on the sides and the veggies. What do you think? I don't tailgate for anything, really. Only the World Cup soccer games. That's the only time I'm really tailgating, and I might just go out to one of those bars that has, chicken wings and veggies and all that stuff. I might do that instead of tailgating. But what do I do when I tailgate? If I do tailgate, if I'm having people over or something like that for an event, I got veggie plate. Gotta have the veggie plate. Then you gotta have the fruit plate. Don't think that you can just have the veggie plate or the fruit plate. No, you gotta have the veggie plate and the fruit plate. You do. Meat and cheese slices. These are a must. I know the meat causes cancer, but I mean, can I get a little bit of cancer meat? Can I just get a little bit of cancer meat, please? Okay, so some meat and cheese slices, crackers. I was thinking that's optional, but it's not really optional. If you have meat and cheese, you have to have crackers. Water is a must, and sometimes a lemonade, anything. You don't necessarily need soda anymore. People don't really do that. I would not do coconut water just because coconut water is so expensive. But anyways, lemonade. Nothing crazy. That's reasonable. A retired Massachusetts state trooper pled guilty to an overtime fraud charge. Trooper collected over $20,000 in overtime pay. He's the 4th state trooper that has pleaded guilty since the ongoing investigation started. Have you ever paid for work? Have you ever gotten paid for work you didn't do? I don't think I've ever had a job that would allow me to get paid for work I didn't do. Is it just a different way of thinking? I think it must be a different way of thinking. Like, how does one get to the point of thinking you are owed for things that you haven't done? That's what I wonder, because I've never gotten to that point. Maybe I have had jobs like that, but I just don't have the mentality of I should get paid for something I haven't done. In Miami, a machete-wielding thief apologized to a 7-Eleven clerk as he held up the store for cash. The real question is, did the 7-Eleven clerk accept the apology? Did they accept the apology? Did they? I take it as a no, that they did not accept it. They were just like, whatever, just put the knife down. Yeah. What does the world come to? Now criminals are apologizing as they're creating the crime. It's like, that's why you can't even believe words. Words mean nothing. Words mean nothing. You're holding me up with a machete. Apologize. Just stop talking. That's why I don't even believe people's words for the most part. Just watch their actions. Actions. A Wisconsin man was arrested for allegedly posing as a doctor. The man was licensed as a nurse, possibly practicing as a doctor since 2015. That's shocking. For 3 years, he's been practicing a doctor. How? How? The licensing, the people, regulations. Nobody's watching for this. The guy was prescribing and compounding medications in his clinic. Now, I have a lot of respect for doctors, okay? I met a lot of doctors during school. I've seen how hard they work. I respect doctors. They work hard. It's a lifelong profession. It's not a part-time profession. You do it, and you do it for the rest of your life. I respect that. I think eventually, though, people caught this doctor because you could tell when somebody's pretending to be a doctor. This is what I think. I think you can always tell because doctors generally have a simple line of treatment based on updated published guidelines. They have obvious options. They already know where they're going to go with it after talking to you. When somebody isn't a doctor, they really have no idea where to start. They don't look at the guidelines. They just kind of make some stuff up. And if you don't know, you really can't tell them, hey, that's wrong. But anybody who, realizes their health is going poorly, they're like, I don't think my doctor is a doctor. What happens when your doctor isn't a doctor? Can you ever trust another doctor again? The next doctor you go to, you're like, are you a real doctor? Because the last doctor I went to wasn't a real doctor. He was pretending. My doctor was pretending. I was paying him. A San Diego couple got married at Coscto, which was the location of their first date. They met on a dating app, right? And they got a custom-made cake from the store. Now, I've never been to Costco. My family was always a Sam's Club member family, you know what I mean? I don't use either of them anymore, but I really don't think there's a difference because Sam's Club also has those huge hot dogs in the courtyard as well. But yeah, I haven't used them. Where would you get married? Would you get married in a church? Would you get married in Costco? Would you get married outside? Would you get married in a box? Would you get married in a green eggs and ham? Like, where would you get married? What are you willing to do? Would you get married in your house? I think the best place to get married, well, is your house, but most people for the first marriage, they don't have a house. But the cheapest is the best. The cheapest is the best. A California city's streets are littered with nails, causing flat tires. This is in Orangevale, California. And all the locals are saying there's no construction going on in the area, so it's not an accident that construction workers are leaving things around. Somebody's doing this purposely. I will be honest with you. When I was a kid, my friends and I would go to the houses that were not finished being built and steal the nails. For no reason. No reason whatsoever. We just like getting free stuff. We're not building anything. No tree house. Just a bag full of nails chilling in my basement. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about a lot of crime. I'm talking about a lot of crime right now. I don't know. Everything's crime this week, huh? Bringing up a lot of crime is scary. I just got to make sure to not name any names. I'm not trying to get involved like that. I'm just telling the news. That's all I'm doing. The Ukraine has banned Russian men aged 16 to 60 from entry into the country. This prevents Russia from, they're doing this to prevent Russia from forming private armies on Ukrainian soil. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics because I don't like spreading propaganda, but let's talk about a little bit of history. It's not going to be intense. It's only a little bit. Ukraine and Russia were both part of the Soviet Union. Ukraine gained independence from Soviet Union in 1991. In 1991, Russia became, whatever we know as Russia right now, 1991 as well, because the Soviet Union broke up. Now, Crimea is an area in Ukraine that had a revolution in 2014. Some people who lived in Crimea wanted to be a part of Russia. Russia said okay and started to govern Crimea, despite the fact that the area is still part of Ukraine. I don't know about you. That sounds like that could create a lot of tension, and that's what's going on. keep your eyes open. In China, more than 200 runners were disqualified for taking shortcuts during the Shenzhen Half Marathon. 16,000 people took part in the race. 1,000 marathons in China each year. Now, half marathon, right? 200 people got disqualified. A half marathon is 13 miles, right? Some people had fake bib numbers or hired a replacement to run for them. Now, those people got banned for life. They can never run it in that half marathon again. Now, the other people, a traffic camera video showed them cutting across a highway to shorten their race by 1.8 miles. I mean, why even be in the race? It's a half marathon. What are you doing? Just don't run in it. Like, nobody's forcing you to run. That's what I don't understand. You never have to run. I've never run in a marathon, and not because I couldn't train, but because it doesn't sound fun to me. I played soccer for more than 20 years, so I know I got the wind for it, but it's just, I can't do it. Nah. So after I crossed the finish line, that's it. I just stopped, especially if I didn't win. No Ironman for me either. I don't even know how to swim. More power to you if you can do it, though. I think that's great. If it pushes you past your beliefs of what you can do and it forces you to grow the way you want to, go ahead and do it. More power to you. Pharmaceutical company Bayer is cutting 12,000 jobs after buying biotech company Monsanto. It's a German company, right? And their plan is to have their global workforce to 118,000 people by the year 2021. And the company just spent $60 billion to buy Monsanto. And to do that, to be allowed to do that, they had to sell off some of the companies or the assets. Now, Bayer may sell its companies to make up for the spending, including the company Coppertone and Dr. Scholl's, which I didn't know that Bayer owned these companies. But now that I know that, I'm realizing a few companies own a lot of the companies. We think they're different companies, but they just give them different names so you don't wonder why, hey, why does this person own all these companies? Or why does this company own all these companies? But yeah, so shares of the company have dropped by more than a third this year due to concerns over the company's exposure to lawsuits involving Roundup, a weed killer made by Monsanto. Now, what is the significance of all of this? This is a huge deal. This is a huge deal. Everybody should definitely keep their eyes open because a pharmaceutical company is buying a company known for modifying our food. Together, that may mean more genetically modified food in grocery stores with a higher risk of pesticide residue. That means together, they have control of more than 30% of the seed market. That means together, Monsanto controls the seed market, so together, they could increase the prices of seeds for farmers, okay? So they control a lot of things that involve what we eat and ingest, and for the most part, they've shown that they have no interest in the betterment of us and our health. Keep your eyes open. Bayer and Monsanto are now one. The citizens of El Paso, Texas, will drink treated sewage water due to a climate change drought. The Rio Grande River no longer can supply as much water and rainfall, and the area is only getting 9 inches. Okay, let me try it again. The Rio Grande River no longer can supply as much water as it used to, and unfortunately, rainfall in the area is only 9 inches a year, so they're not getting enough water. 700,000 people there. So they're going to start treating sewage water to get people to drink it. Now, it could take up to 5 years for sewage water to filter through the ground before being pumped back out and treated to the standards of cleaning drinking water. So this is significant. If we start running out of water and we have to start drinking treated sewage water, I mean, what if an accident happens? What if it's not clean as much as we hoped it would be? These are things we got to keep an eye out for. We got to make sure we're paying attention here. We're going to run out of water, and there's no way for us to have clean water unless we desalt water or clean our sewage water. Is that what we want? Is that where we're headed? I don't know, but it's a scary thought. Now, that's it for this week. I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Remember, I got Variety Weekly News Jokes. It's on my Instagram every day, on Facebook as well, on Twitter. Variety Weekly News Jokes. It's a broadcast. Check it out. My website, rodneybrady.com, RODNEYBURAYIDI.com. I got merchandise like shirts on there, videos. Thank you for being here. Have a good night. Variety Weekly News Podcast right here. Peace out.
Variety Weekly News Podcast.